Americans are absolutely struggling in this current economy. People are working more than 60 to 80 hours a week, working 2, 3 jobs just to get by. We're not talking about saving any money. We're talking about just paying off their credit card balance and just buying the groceries and paying their bills, rent, and you might think that sounds absurd, but things are just getting insanely more and more expensive as time goes on, and people are not making more. So the only thing they could do is by working harder and more jobs, which is absolutely crazy, because you would think with productivity of the average worker going up, you would have their pay going up. And with that, that is not how it works. Apparently, these companies are reaping all the benefits of the productivity increase without really having to pay an extra cent to the average worker in America. And this is really making people feel so frustrated and angry, because wouldn't you, if you think your hard labor is being taken advantage of and you're not seeing any of the benefit? This is not what we signed up for.
Hot take, and I'm not judging because I literally was in this situation like a few months ago. I cannot fathom paying $1,000 a month to live with 3 other people. It literally bothers me that rent prices have gotten so insane that you're gonna pay $4,000 for a tiny ass unit. So like, for example, the situation I was in was I graduated college, I got a full-time job. It was downtown, and so there wasn't a lot of options, and I couldn't afford to live by myself. So I had to live with like 3 other college students. I paid $1,000.
It's been 3 weeks since I was laid off, and I just wanted to give a little update. I've had 4 AI interviews, 2 online assessments, 1 informal call to let me know about a job and see if I was interested, 2 informal calls with former coworkers, and they were just sharing like tips and encouragement. I've had 3 formal phone screens with real people. 1 job is now delayed until December. 1 gave me some resume feedback, and I sent that back to her on Monday. Today is Wednesday. She said they want to move really fast, but I still haven't gotten a response from her. And 1 can't submit any resumes yet. One of my old directors reached out to let me know about a possible role in December. I have 1 formal and 1 informal interview set up for next week for the same job. I have 1 interview on Friday, which I fear may be masquerading as like a sales position, but we'll see. I had 1 recruiter email me to ask if I would be interested in a position, and I sent her my information, but I have not gotten a response. I have been regularly posting on LinkedIn at least once or twice a day. I signed up for the free 1-month LinkedIn trial, so we'll see about that. I have done multiple hundreds of applications. I have no clue at this point how many. I've received about 40 or 50 rejections, and I've done 63 rover walks. I've also finished all of my offboarding for my former role and my unemployment information. I've only been at this 3 weeks, and I know some people have been at this for months, if not years, and I'm already exhausted. So if you're in this same boat or you've been in this boat, let me know how you're getting through it. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so nobody will be working. Friday, I also assume no one will be working. So other than my 1 interview on Friday, I don't expect to hear anything back until Monday or Tuesday. Wish me luck.
So I'm in Philadelphia, and Philly rents is going extremely high. They expect people to pay rent $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month for a home. Before you even view the home or the property, they're asking for credit scores and checking your credit. But the thing is, there's a lot of fraudulent activities happening with checking credit and all. We have been a victim to scams and credit checks and so forth. And my thing is, how do you find a good place to rent and view without feeling scam? Because everyone wants credit check, everyone wants application fees. But if you have like 20 people applying for the same place, you're not going to get that $50 back. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get the place as well. So what are y'all doing to avoid homelessness this era of events, especially with the market being the market? Credit check for the hood is crazy for me. Like, you hearing gunshot, ratatata, next block, you want a credit check of 800 credit score for a unit that you want to charge $2,000 a month, when there's a lot of crack houses in the same block. That don't make any sense to me. So what y'all doing to avoid homelessness out here?
There's something really interesting happening with the folks that are facing long-term unemployment, meaning unemployment that's lasting longer than 6 months. And it is that a lot of folks, women in particular, what I'm noticing, are becoming nihilistic when it comes to corporate culture and the workplace that we have all been raised to believe in. And I'm saying that as someone who is quickly approaching, in about 10 days, the 1-year anniversary of her layoff. I have completely shifted my mentality, is something that I've noticed, particularly in the past, I think, 2 months, which is that I'm not really interested in performing good corporate girly anymore on LinkedIn, on TikTok, in conversations. I'm not really interested in shrinking myself down to fit into a culture. I'm not really interested in hiding my tattoos, hiding my hair color, speaking in a way that is going to please people so that they at least give me a job, whether or not I want to be at that company. And I think a lot of this is going to translate over into how people interact with company culture. Because here's the thing, we are fed up. We are tired of resumes going into ATS black holes. We are exhausted by 6, 7, 8 round interviews. We are pissed off with contorting ourselves into little boxes to better align with some hiring manager or some recruiter's idea of what we should be and how we should show up. We are all still smart. We are all still experienced. We all still really, really have something to add, but we no longer want to conform ourselves. And I am very much there. And if I go through my LinkedIn profile and I go through a lot of my contacts in my network, and especially a lot of the people I have connected with in the past year, they are just as fed up. And you can see it. People are speaking out boldly. People are talking about how broken the system is. People are talking about how screwed up all of this is and how broken. And people are calling out employers. They're calling out leaders. They are calling out just how dysfunctional all of this has become, and they are opting out. They are building communities for people to donate to support one another rather than seeking another corporate job. They are exiting the career path they were once in to do something else. I say nihilistic, which is maybe an extreme take, but that is how it feels. I wake up in the morning just not caring about fitting into other people's boxes. I would rather show up as myself. And the interesting thing is that in doing that, I have found people who are far more interested in what I have to say than when I was being the good corporate girly. So if you're interested in that, if that sounds interesting to you, if you are starting to feel that way, I want to hear about it. Let's talk about not just how broken the system is, but how we are all ready to step away from it and be more ourselves.
Listen, a lot of people aren't lazy right now. They're just in survival mode. Rent is up. Food is up. The job feel like Hunger Games. People dropping every moment. People are working 2 or 3 jobs, hitting that gig economy hard. And it's still not enough. Chronic financial stress will literally destroy your mental health.
Hot take, and I'm not judging at all because I was literally in this situation a few months ago. But I cannot wrap my head around having to pay $1,000 to live with 3 other people. It honestly bothers me how outrageous rent prices have gotten. Like, people are paying $4,000 for a tiny unit. When I paid $1,000 to live with 3 girls, our place was so tiny, I could barely fit anything in my room. That experience literally forced me to be a minimalist because there was barely space for anything. Like, my walking pad was right next to my bed and there was zero privacy. I just don't understand how people are graduating college, trying to be independent, moving out on their own, and somehow it cost $1,000 just to share a small apartment with multiple roommates. So if I did not live with 3 other people, I'll be paying $2,000 just for rent alone. And that literally doesn't even include any other bills. That is half of what most people make a month. Like, the math just doesn't make sense. Like, no wonder so many people are living with their parents. It's not because they want to, it's literally because they have to.
So me and my roommate just got approved for a new apartment in Philly. And let me tell you, it's beautiful. For the price that we're paying in Jersey, you would probably have to pay double. You know, like Jersey, I love you, Jersey, but Philly got the better prices. It got the better architecture, got the better food in there. Like, it's less, you know what I mean? But niggas be dying. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Niggas be getting shot and shit. Like, in my house that I was living in now, someone upstairs, my neighbor shot her ex-boyfriend in the neck. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only caveat. You know, death is the only caveat. But other than that, the price is good. Philly, you got the prices. But death, yeah, that's a problem.
I'm the only one who'll buy the more expensive option based on nothing but the fact that it's more expensive and wanting to see like what makes it worth more than the other ones, like to justify the price. Is this like a privileged thought?
I need people to understand that the economy is so bad, we aren't even able to envision a negative future for ourselves, one that we're gonna struggle and suffer, one that we're like, okay, this is gonna be really hard, but maybe we'll make it out on the other side, and like, I can envision how hard this is gonna be and what I'm gonna have to do. No, we are at a point where we cannot even envision a future for ourselves, and that is far more dangerous for your mental and emotional health than anything else. It is a higher indicator for suicidal ideation and completion of suicide to not be able to imagine a future for yourself as opposed to imagine a future that is negative. Really, the most important part of all of this is that the younger generations are unable right now to imagine any sort of future for themselves at all. Like, maybe before they were able to imagine a future that was pretty shitty and they're like, damn, that's gonna suck, that's gonna be hard, but I can at least imagine it and like try to prepare myself and blah blah blah. But no, at this point, young people are just like, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna exist tomorrow, later today. I don't know if we're gonna be at a war. I don't know, like, if I'm even gonna be able to afford gas. It is absolutely catastrophic all around them, just constantly. How the fuck are you supposed to imagine a future for yourself when you can't even depend on the future that is immediately in front of you being tonight? Young people, Gen Z, like, they genuinely don't have any hope, and you know what? I don't blame them. Why would they? What around them? What about their experience has shown them that they can actually, like, count on any of the systems that they were told that they should count on and will actually help them, like, live and find success and purpose in life? No, they've watched it crumble around them, and then they've watched the people like millennials, myself, and then generations older than me just try and try and try and try on this hamster wheel and still fail. We still are not getting the success or whatever the fuck was promised us, despite how hard we're working, and the younger generations see that, and they don't know what the hell is gonna happen next for them. Because genuinely, who does? Who does? Until economically, socially, like whatever, however the fuck you want to categorize this, until we get to a point where young people can actually imagine a future for themselves, because I don't know, like, the world will maybe exist, like, we haven't even touched on the environment, oh my god. Until they can actually imagine some sort of future for themselves, I don't know where we go from here. I don't, because hope will be lost. If you can't imagine anything, nothing can happen. So this is me, I guess, raising the big ass red flag. This is tiny, but like, imagine it a lot bigger than this, because our young people cannot imagine a future for themselves. Young people cannot imagine a future for themselves, even if it's shitty. They can't imagine anything, and that's really fucking bad, guys.
How are people surviving financially nowadays. Because me and my husband make decent money. We only have one child. We have regular cars. We're still paying them off, so we have car payments. We live in a decent area, nothing fancy. And I feel like we're constantly struggling. And there's people that make less money than me and us, actually, and they're living wild lives. Like, are people just racking up all this debt? Or am I just doing something really, really, really wrong? Because I feel like I'm always trying to pay something off, or I'm always on a budget. And then student loans are due next month and nobody's talking about it. Like, how?
Y2K, 9/11, Hurricane Katrina and Sandy, H1N1 swine flu, the DC sniper, anthrax, monkeypox, bird flu, mad cow disease, the 2008 financial crisis, over 1,000 school shootings the year 2000, the January 6th attack, Spanish flu, Ebola, groceries unaffordable, rent and housing unaffordable, health insurance unaffordable, summers are getting hotter, winters are getting colder, aliens have been confirmed to be real, the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Russian and Ukraine war, SARS, Zika virus, Malaysian Airlines flights that disappeared, the Maui wildfires that were never explained, the opioid epidemic, Flint water crisis, COVID-19, the world is being run by evil billionaires and politicians, and now World War III.
Can we have an honest conversation about what the hell is going on in this economy? I'm 29 years old and I feel like I make a decent amount of money. I have a stable income. But why does it feel like I'm literally drowning? Okay? And I was telling my friend this the other day and she says some shit that honestly just made me want to sock her in the face. Her name's Karina, by the way. She has kids. Okay? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like America hates single people who do not have kids, right? We just get taxed out of the ass. So she's telling me that I just need to save more. Now, how in the hell do you expect me to save more? Gas is $5. I just paid $5.60 a gallon to fill up my car the other day. I went to the grocery store. Grapes are like $9. Oh, please tell me, where am I supposed to save, Karina? Am I supposed to stop buying toilet paper and just wipe my ass with my shirt? No. And so then she starts telling me some shit that honestly just pisses me off. She's like, oh, well, you can just do like, get a side hustle or something, because mind you, she sells these little like cups. She makes them with like the Cricut cut, whatever the fuck. I'm not crafty and I shouldn't have to even do that, right? And so as she's telling me this, I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. Then she tells me some shit that honestly made me think, I don't know, like she's gonna scam me, right? Because she starts telling me, dude, you don't have to like do a side hustle or sell something like I do. You can just make money off your phone. Bitch, I'm not trying to be a content creator. Okay, and then she's like, no, dude, anyone can do this. It's so fucking easy. I'm like, okay, if it's so damn easy, then what is it? She pulls out her phone and she shows me this app I've never seen. I'm thinking she's going to show me TikTok. She's going to show me Facebook Marketplace. But it's this green app and it's called like Pay Me. It's in the App Store. My mind immediately starts going to she's selling feet pics. Okay. So when she pulls out this phone and she shows me the app, she's getting payouts of like $700, $900, $300. And I'm like, what are you selling or what are you doing? Okay. So she's like, dude, it's nothing like that. I don't do that anymore. She tells me that this app, like when these big lawsuits happen, because big companies are getting sued every day. So when these lawsuits settle, normal, just regular people who use just whatever service it is, AT&T, Google, all of these companies will get paid out. Now, I've never been one to try like side hustles like this, but my bank account is hurting right now. I just moved into this new apartment. It's empty. All my shit is on the floor. So, and I need furniture. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just see what this is about. And so I download this app, right? It's been like 4 weeks and nothing was happening. So I thought this is bullshit, just like every other thing that I've seen online. And just right now, I swipe down on my phone and I see the most insane shit ever.
If someone told you this 6 or 7 years ago that things were going to get this expensive and that everything was just going to get out of control, you probably would have laughed at them and thought they were crazy and just making things up. But yet here we are living in this reality, and we literally have no choice but to accept this. Things are just going to get more and more expensive, which they already are crazy expensive. And gas used to be somewhat cheap, you could say, and now gas is more expensive. And what can people really do if you think about it? People complain a lot, but that's about the extent of what people could do. There's literally no escape, and that's why people feel so hopeless living in this country, because it's like a fever that keeps getting worse and worse, and nothing helps, and you are just constantly living in fear that one day it might take your life, and you're just constantly thinking you're crazy, or you're constantly anxious and depressed about it. It's just absolutely sad.